Hello students, today we will talk about taxonomical aids, which includes herbarium, botanical gardens, specimens as well as key. As in the previous lesson I told you about hierarchy of the taxonomy. The taxonomical studies are very important, which are used in the field of agriculture, industries, bioresources, as well as to know the biodiversity in the proper way, whether they are useful for us or not. So to study all the living worlds, all the living organisms, the plants and animals, we need some of the taxonomical aids which facilitate us for the extensive research of a particular plant, animals, etc. And to classify the plants and animals, first we need to collect all these plants and animals species from our surrounding. We need to do the research work on them, and that's why we need certain tools. These are taxonomical aids. I have written here taxonomical aids are the techniques and procedures to store information that are helpful in identification and classification of organisms such as herbarium, Botanical Gardens, Zoological Parks and key. So first of all, the definition of taxonomical aids is very important. What is taxonomical aids? The taxonomical aids are the techniques and procedures to store information about the plants and animals that are helpful to identify them, to classify them in the taxonomical hierarchy. And these taxonomical aids are herbarium, botanical gardens, zoological parks and key. Because 4 taxonomical aids are given in your textbook, and all these taxonomical aids you have to study in detail. So let us start the first one, that is herbarium. The plural form of the herbarium is herbaria. What do you mean by herbarium? Actually, the herbarium is the collection of the preserved plant specimens that are dried, pressed and preserved on the seeds, that is called herbarium seeds. It means the herbarium is the preserved plant specimens that are dried and praised, and these herbariums, these preserved plant specimens are kept on the thick sheet that is called herbarium sheet. So collection of the dried plant specimens, you can say, is called herbarium. How we prepare the herbarium? There is a question that how the herbarium seeds are prepared. To prepare the herbarium, we need to collect first of all the sample from the field, from the area, and that sample we collect with the help of the instruments, that is scissor, forceps, digger. So we need all these devices to collect the sample. Then the samples are kept into a box which prevents the loss of moisture from it. Then the collected sample is kept in the newspaper till for drying. It is pressed in the newspaper for drying, and then the dried sample is kept on the herbarium sheet. And you can collect in such a way so many herbarium seeds in the file which you can study later on. And it's very, very important while you are mounting, you are pasting the herbarium, that is the dried sample of the plant, whether it is leaf or flower, or you can see the leaves, whatsoever the sample you have been collected from the field. When we put on the herbarium seed, on the left side, so many points you are supposed to write down. Write the name of the school, then the scientific name of the plant, the common name of the plant, the area from which the plant material is collected, the date on which you have collected that plant specimen, the name of the collector. So the detailed information you have to write on the herbarium sheet along with the specimen. Suppose this is the herbarium sheet. Here you will mount the sample, and on the left side you will write all these informations. If you don't know the scientific name of the plant or the common name of the plant, you leave it and you can ask to your teacher, to any expert. They can identify that particular plant. Now, usage of the herbaria, or you can say herbarium. What are the importance of the herbarium seeds, or you can say the herbaria, for identification of the plants? Not all the plants they are present in your surrounding. Suppose you are going for the educational trip somewhere and you don't know about any plant or any herb or shrub. At that time, simply you have to collect the plant specimens. You will bring to your lab at your home. You can paste the same after drying on the herbarium sheet. And later on, you can identify that particular plant or the plant specimen So the herbaria is the source for the identification of the plants. If you have prepared so many herbaria, so many plant specimens on the basis of the leaves, on the basis of the flower, you will get to know the scientific name of the plant, the common name of the plant. Later on you can identify it. So it is very, very important to identify the plants through the herbarium seeds. Second, it is the source of the information on the flora of any region. As I told you, on the herbarium seed you have to mention the area from where you have collected the plant materials. So you will also get to know that particular plants belong to which area. So while you are preparing the herbarium seeds or by maintaining the herbaria, we will also get to know about, we will get information, we can gather information about the flora of any region. If you have collected from the hills, definitely you will get to know that the plants are abundant in the hilly areas. If you have collected from the plains or from the alpine zone or from any other areas, definitely you will get information about that particular region, that what kind of the flora are present. They are also useful in the research field in the plant taxonomy, morphology, endangered and rare species. Preparing the herbaria is also very, very useful for the extensive research work. The boys or the students, those who wish to take later on in the graduation taxonomy as a special paper, they can, in the higher studies, they can do the research work with the herbarium seed about the plant. So it is useful for the research work in the field of taxonomy. It is also useful to know about the endangered and rare species. Suppose you have collected a plant from an area which is endemic, means the plant is confined into a particular region. So you can get to know whether the plants are widely distributed, are confined into a particular region. If they are confined into the particular region, we can know whether it is endangered or the rare species. So it brings the detailed information about that plant. Some of the examples of the herbaria of the world I have written here 2 to 3. Royal Botanical Garden, Kew, London. It has the herbaria containing nearly the information of 6.5 million species. The Museum of Natural History, it is in the Paris. The herbaria consists of nearly over 6 million of the plant species. In India, NBRIA, Lucknow, National Botanical Research Institute, located in Lucknow, in India, and the herbaria containing the information of nearly 80,000 species. So that's all for the herbarium, and especially herbarium collects the information about the plants, not for the animals. The second one, that is the botanical gardens. The botanical gardens are the specialized gardens that have collections of especially plant species. Actually, botanical gardens are included in situ conservation of the biodiversity. As you know, in situ conservation is the conservation of biodiversity in man-made ecosystem. So the botanical gardens are not natural. The botanical gardens are created by us, by human beings. And the main purpose to create the botanical gardens to collect so many plants containing the rare, endangered species, wild species, for the research work, to save them, to save their germplasm, to preserve the endangered and rare species. So botanical gardens have the collections of especially the plant species. That's why the name Botanical Gardens means the main purpose of these gardens to look after the plants, to grow the plant specimens, to conserve them. I have written here the role of the botanical gardens. It contains a wide variety of the plant species present which provides ready material for the research. The botanical gardens may have so many wild varieties of the plants, and these varieties of the plants may be used for the research work. It also helps to conserve the endangered species. As you know, some of the species, they are nearby to the extinction. Their numbers are very less. The environment, the surrounding is not so good for these plants. Due to the overexploitation, their numbers are going to be decreased. These plants are endemic, localized, they are present in a particular region, their numbers are very less, and such type of plants, the endangered species, maybe grow in the botanical gardens. In Nainital also, there is a botanical garden in Saryatal, Himalayan Botanical Garden. Every year, I take the boys to the botanical garden, and this year also, because you are in class 11th, I will take you all to this botanical garden because it is just near to us, Saryatal, hardly 8 to 10 kilometers from your school. And you can see that how many plants they have been grown into the botanical garden. The botanical garden also, they have the laboratory. They have so different units also. They have been kept so many seeds of the plants. I talked about this herbarium. You can also observe herbarium in this botanical garden. So many things are there for the studies purpose to the students, and definitely I will take you all to the Saryatal Botanical Garden located in Nainital. Other importance is also there. It provides greenery apart from the research work and their conservation. It also provides greenery. It has the aesthetic pleasure also, recreational value also. it helps to provide pollution-free environment. When there will be the greenery, definitely the environment will be pollution-free, and even the botanical garden is also the shelter for the animal. If so many plants will be there, definitely the birds, some other animals can make their shelter also. Now, the third one is the zoological parks. Now the next topic is, the next heading is museums. The museums are also a taxonomical, and what do you mean by museums? You have seen in your school also, in your bio lab, we have the museum specimens. In all the universities, in schools, colleges, everywhere the Department of Geology and Botany, at the school level, the Department of Bio has the museum specimens. The museums are the place of the collection of the plants and animal specimens. The plant specimens which are not possible in the form of the seed, herbarium seed, they may be collected in the specimen jars or containers in a preservative solution. Generally we use in the lab condition formaldehyde, formalin to preserve the plants as well as the animal species. We can preserve the plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, the seeds, the cones of the gymnosperm, the leaves and other parts of the angiosperm also. We have collected so many plant specimens. Here also, our lab is also very rich, and you will observe all these plants as well as animal specimens in the laboratory condition during the practical lessons. These, in the museums, not only the plants, so many animals we have been collected. The sponges, porifera, the members of the porifera, Coelenterata, hydra, ascaris, mollusks, echinodermates. Means a lot of the plants and animal specimens have been preserved. Even we can also collect the insect. They may be in the dried form. We have also the skeletal system in the laboratory condition. This is also the preserved specimen, but some coating have been done so it can preserve the skeletal as usual. Some specimens may be collected in the dried form also, and you will observe time to time inside the laboratory condition. Overall, the museum specimens are helpful to study them in a well ordered, in a proper way. When I will teach you the diversity of the living organisms, you will observe the structure, the morphology of the plants as well as animal species. So museums are also a taxonomical tool, a taxonomical aid which helps to study about plants and animals. They are also useful for the extensive research work to know all these plants and animals in a better way. Now the next one is the zoological parks. You might have been seeing so many zoological parks. The zoological parks are also a method of in situ conservation. Means the conservation of wildlife, the animals especially in man-made ecosystem. In zoological parks, the wild animals are kept in protected environment under human care and which enable us to know about their food habits and behavior. As you know, in the zoological parks, so many animals you have seen. But what is the purpose of the zoological park? Not only for the recreational purpose, the main purpose of the zoological park is to conserve the wildlife in the human supervision, in human care, and it helps us to know about also their food habits, means what kind of the foods generally these wild animals they prefer and what are their behavior. So overall, the zoological parks are very useful to study the animals, the wild animals especially in the human care, in the human, under the human care or human supervision. Now the last teaching aid is the key. What is key? The key is the identification of the plants on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. The key generally use a pair of contrasting characters called couplet. The key is a set of some of the statements, and each statement has two contrasting characters. This results in the acceptance of one character that is present in the organism and the rejection of other character that is absent in the organism, and each statement is called lead. I am giving you the example. Suppose I want to classify the plants on the basis of the key. So already we must have some of the statements. These statements are called key. For example, there is a statement. Here I have written first, the carpels are monocarpellary, syncarpous present. And here I have written in this statement only bicarpellary and apocarpous condition is present. Suppose you have a plant specimen and that plant has a flower. Now you will correlate that particular flower with the statement. I have written here two statements. In first one I have written monocarpellary syncarpus present. Now you will observe the flower. If the monocarpellary syncarpus condition means if the carpel is single and all the carpels they are fused, all these terms I will teach you in the practical class. This condition is present, then what you will do in your specimen? You will mark tick like this. And this condition is not applicable for your specimen, so you will cross it. So many in the key we have so many statements, and each statement has the couplets, the words of the contrasting characters. Means the specimen will accept one character and will reject the another one. And accordingly, we will get to know about the features of that particular organism, and we can classify them in a best possible way by using the keys. So that's all about the taxonomical aids. Tomorrow I will teach you the next chapter, the second chapter, diversity in the living world, in detail. Today I have posted the assignment from chapter 1, and I request you all to complete chapter 1 first. It is totally theoretical, and once you will read all the contents given in the NCERT, then whatsoever the videos I have been uploaded from this chapter, you will go through the same, and please complete all the assignments which I have been given to you all. And today I have already sent the question from the set of the questions from the NCERT exam. You will complete this assignment. Thanks everyone, and tomorrow I will start the next chapter, chapter 2. Thanks.